How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing? Welcome to Walk It Off. I'm your host, Paul Jarrett, and today we're going to go over some interesting stories going around LSU right now. So, in the last couple of days, last 2 days since we last spoke, LSU has gained another transfer portal addition in the name of Kaden Smith, a pitcher from USF. We will talk about him a little bit later. It was announced today that LSU will be playing in, it wasn't just announced today. We've been knowing this, but it was announced the opponents LSU will be playing in Las Vegas coming up here next month. And we have some more news coming around. LSU football was announced right before we came on. Greedy James has made his commitment. He has flipped his commitment from Texas to LSU. Maybe I said something about that before. And as last I checked, we are still waiting on Ayden to announce his commitment. I think he just wanted to play college football 27. That was released today. If you got the early access, I did. Boy, they don't make that stuff easy to download. They make it hard. It took me a couple hours to figure out how to get it downloaded to the console before I could even start messing with the game. And now we are here and we are live. I'm trying to find some quick little things that I had set up. I want to double check some things that were said before I came on live. Also, if you haven't realized, I put on the thumbnail today. If you want to take a audio message or a video message to send into the show, we're going to start doing some type of not call in, but some type of questions. You can call in, or you can not call in. Send in a video or audio message with a question. It'll be played on the show. It'll be answered on the show live as well. Coming in right before we came on the show, David Belliot from Go Deep Dive posted an update to Alec Blair, the Oklahoma outfielder, who was believed to be coming to LSU, has announced his commitment to Texas A&M. I'm not really upset about that commitment. I know he was basically a lock prior to whenever he first entered the portal. It was kind of a thing where it was a lock to LSU. I think things around LSU have maybe changed, or maybe it could have been a personality thing, because it's kind of the same thing with Brody Trosclair. Whenever he entered the portal, it was a thing like, oh, he's going to LSU. Could have been a fitment thing, could have been an attitude or a demeanor thing, or it could have been people coming back. Maybe he wouldn't have somewhere to play in the outfield like he thought he would before. Right now, your outfield, to most people, William Patrick, Bino Waters, and Jason Wax. But aside from that, I don't think that's your outfield. Let's get into the chat real quick. Robbie plays on. Again, if y'all ain't following Robbie on some information regarding guys playing summer ball right now, I don't know what you're doing. He's saying what's up in the chat. My friend Babin on the Bayou is saying what's up. What's up, buddy? He went and did some great youth ministry work this past weekend in Texas. It's amazing. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that, Babin. Kaylee Joe. Hey, sweetheart. You got Gammy watching on her phone. How you doing? Mr. Bill Yacht, the staff writer at And the Valley Shook. Steve Young, what's up, buddy? Uncle Randy saying what's up to everybody in the chat. Yes, we did get Greedy James. We did get Greedy James. Like Daily Joy says, I love being greedy. I love being greedy too. I love being greedy too sometimes. It's fun to be greedy at times. It's fun. She had to go change her profile real quick. It's another profile. Greedy! I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Before we get into that, I'm just trying to figure out how to start this show. But at the same time, it's really up, guys. This is the hard time of the year where it's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of interesting information. So let's talk about this trip to Las Vegas coming up next year, with LSU going to play Oregon State, Arizona State, and the University of Iowa. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Iowa was one of the teams that beat us in 23 at that, I think, was it Round Rock Classic? I think it was a Round Rock Classic in 23. I think Riley Cooper started that game, if my memory serves me right. But we get to, as Robbie pointed out earlier, today I get to see LSU play my guy, and he's about to find out what the powerhouse is all about. You get to play and see play the 2026 National Player of the Year and Golden Spikes finalist Landon Harrison Jr., who had a phenomenal year this year, And Jake McKeever put out a post earlier, and I really liked how he kind of put this. He talks about Peak, the company who puts on these events, Peak Live Events, I think is what it's called. They partner with D1 Baseball. Again, we're going to have another year. I think we have another 2 years after this one of complaining about D1 Baseball and Kendall Rogers and their lack of ability to stream these tournaments, but I digress. What was I even getting at? Oh, Jake McKeever. I apologize. Long day, guys. It always makes him laugh when Peak says they should broadcast regionals or national championship numbers, but they usually get just mostly LSU numbers. This year, it's a little bit different. Altogether in this tournament, we have 111 tournament appearances, 51 trips to Omaha, and 16 national championships. Of course, half of the national championships coming from LSU. I'm excited for the – wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about players. I believe Arizona State game is going to be the Saturday game. I would have guessed it probably would have been the Friday game to get the tournament started off quickly, with a bang, because usually they try to get everybody in Friday, make all their money, and then they don't care who watches Saturday or Sunday. But I'm excited to see LSU because this is going to be a good batch of competition. I don't have a lot of faith in Iowa, but I do have faith in Arizona State and Oregon State. Oregon State, as if you're a college baseball fan, you remember the late teens, them going on them runs to Omaha and winning national championships. Arizona State having Landon Harrison. They have a long history of baseball, success. You have LSU, which is the powerhouse of college baseball. And Iowa, well, I think they beat us in 23. If I'm wrong, let me know. They were the first team to beat us. That's right. David told me in the chat. They were the first team to beat us in 23 with Riley Cooper on the mound, which, if that's the case and it kind of works out to where some same things happen in 23 as happened in 27, I'm good with it. I'm looking forward to it. I've convinced the wife, but I'm still convincing the wife to take a family trip to Vegas next March. Like Daily Joy says. Oh, there am I. I am not on it. My wallet is simply not ready. Daily Joy got that money, though. So the wallet ain't a problem with Daily Joy. She got that money. So I wonder what Brennan Sorsby, what his bet would be on that tournament winner. I'm trying to think, has there been a tournament we've entered in all these peak events that we haven't won? So no, we just won. And I can't remember. Maybe not the one in 24. I don't know. All right. Let's see what else we got in the chat here real quick. Talking about Daly's name. David says Saturday night is their prime time. Okay. I guess that would make sense. I guess again to that mindset of Friday being the primetime game. Usually all the SEC night games are on Fridays, and most of them, the marquee ones anyway. No, Kaylee, you ain't going to Vegas. I don't think so. Las Vegas, the only peak tournament they haven't won. They never played there yet. Yeah, that's right. They played in Houston, Round Rock, Jacksonville, and now Vegas. I think they may have changed locations. All in all, it'll be a good test. I hope Jay Johnson, I don't believe any part of the schedule for next season has been released yet. Hopefully, Jay Johnson doesn't front load this schedule next year as much as he did this past year, because that was a big detriment for the team this year. I think having such a heavy front loaded team really put them behind the 8 ball, in my opinion. Even though they started out 8-0, it still just isn't beneficial in my mind. So, okay, we're going to take a quick break real quick. When we come back, we're going to jump into Kaden Smith and what the LSU baseball pitching roster looks like right now with the addition of him and the exit of transfers. When we come back, we'll go over that, and we'll also talk about Greedy James and Ayden Annie. Stay with us.
John 16:33, Jesus says, I've told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I've overcome the world. Like, that truth that Jesus won is so powerful, so significant in our lives if we fully trust and fully surrender to that promise. Like, no matter what we're going to face, no matter what stress, no matter what challenges, no matter what anxiety, like, Jesus promises peace, and he reminds us that all of the sin, the fear, the doubt, the shame, like, he overcame it all. He paid the price for your sin and mine when he went to that cross. He died a death that we deserve. He went into the grave. He didn't stay there. 3 days later, he rose from the grave, and the promise is true that he's coming back someday. So the power and the significance of that verse is now in a 2-word phrase that's on a t-shirt, on a hat, on a hoodie, and simply said, Jesus won.
Even in the valley of the shadow of death, I can take rest, cause the living God is living in my chest. Every day I wake up feeling blessed, and even if I don't, I see it as a test.
Join me and your favorite players by expressing your faith and assisting local ministries. Use code WALKITOFFTALK for 20% off your orders at JesusOneApparel.com. 15% of your purchase will support local ministries like the LSU FCA. That is code WALKITOFFTALK for 20% off. Jesus One. In South Louisiana, there's nothing we love more than God, family, sports, and food. For your next get-together, make sure you contact Mie Sourdough Bakery. Whether you're gathering with friends and family for the big game or surrounding yourself with loved ones for a Sunday dinner, let Mie Sourdough Bakery provide what you need to make it that much more special. Mie Sourdough Bakery is a small batch, all organic bakery right here in the heart of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Go take a look at what's being mixed up in the kitchen next, as well as place your orders on Instagram at Mie Sourdough Bakery. Don't forget to pick up your regular sourdough loaves, your jalapeno cheddar loaves, cookies for those late night snacks, and cinnamon rolls for those early morning cravings. Mie Sourdough Bakery, where the first ingredients in anything made is love. Mie Sourdough Bakery. What up, what up, what up, what up? And we are back from the break. How are we doing? I'm just looking up a couple things real quick before we get back started. So, Kaden Smith, pitcher from the University of South Florida Bulls, will be joining the LSU pitching staff here in 2027. It had me thinking earlier, what does the role of a Kaden Smith, what does Kaden Smith fit? What role in the bullpen? Where are we going to see him most likely fit? Because he does have starting experience, but he's not what I would think is a starting caliber pitcher coming into LSU next season. We could all be wrong. He could come in and replace Casey Evans on Friday for all we know. I don't see that happening because, like I said, Casey Evans is going to be your Friday night guy going into next year. But Kaden Smith's going to come in here from USF, which one thing that does worry me about Kaden Smith a little bit, he's going to be 20 years old for the 2027 season. So he's going to be in his third year. I believe he's going to be he may be a sophomore or a redshirt or something. Not sure. But he's going to be a junior or a sophomore. I can't remember off the top of my head. He's pitched at TCU and USF now. So it was his third team to transfer to in his college career. One thing that has not been very beneficial for Mr. Smith has been the free passes. Last year, he had 25 walks and 17 hit batters. He hit 42 people in, let me see. He had 42 free passes in 46 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's a junior. Thank you. 42 free passes and 46 and 2/3 innings pitched. At TCU, he had 12 innings pitched. He had 6 walks and 3 hit by pitch, so 9 free passes and 12 innings pitched. He is giving up less than 1 hidden inning, which is nice. And at the same time, his K rate, what that pop up? He had 52 strikeouts and 46 and 2/3 innings pitched last year. So he's averaging over a strikeout an inning. He's also averaging over 1 free pass an inning. That control is something they're going to have to kind of really either hone in with the work of Nate Yeske, Jamie Tucko, and Jay, or have to have him in limited spurts. And what do you mean by that? He may have to come in to fill a role like similar to what a Reiselman filled in his time here when he was here. Trying to think of other guys that could have came that had that kind of limited, high fastball. It seems like everything I've watched, it seems his curveball has a lot of nice late break. He has a 3-pitch mix from everything I read. The curveball looked nice. It's going to be sitting mid-80s, and it's going to be a big, not a true 12-to-6er, more like a 1-to-7 maybe, but it looks nice. Fastball can run up to about 97. And I like the way the curveball looks. But he's going to end up being like a 15-pitch guy. Come in, either get you out of a sticky situation or get you through 1 inning to kind of transition you to a closer for the 2027 season. Now, the good part about this, with 5 for 5, that everyone told us was not going to be real, with 5 for 5, unless everything goes great, he's probably going to be here for 2 years, which means he may later on transition into a long relief or a starting role, possibly, if he's able to develop. He's going to need a lot to develop. This is what I would call a project for Nate Yeske and Jay Johnson. This is a project player. This is a guy, they see a lot of immense talent. They see some tools. They're going to try to hone them all together. Right now, does that worry me with the transfer portal not having, I think we have 8 righties and 5 lefties, if I'm not mistaken? I'm not truly worried. So I started going through the roster earlier, looking at who currently is in the bullpen who's pitching for LSU going into next year. Let's just go down the lineup together. William Schmidt, he's back. He's going to be your Saturday or Sunday starter, in my opinion. He's back. Let's see. Maverick Rizzi, he's gone. He's going to be pitching with the Rebels in Oxford. Kaden Evans, he's back. Friday night guy. I don't care what anybody says. Until I'm told otherwise, Kaden Evans is your Friday night guy. Cooper Moore, he's back. To me, he's still either your Saturday or Sunday guy going in next year. I can't remember who it was the other day talking about Cooper Moore not getting you enough length or not being a effective starting pitcher. Let me remind all of you, Cooper Moore, until his injury, until that Saturday Sacramento State game, which I think that was his last really, really good start. Maybe that was his last game he started. I'm pretty sure that was. Cooper Moore got you into the 6th. I think he got you into the 6th that game. He was your longest lasting starting pitcher, highest strike percentage throwing pitcher. I think he led the team in strikeouts, and he also, I can't get over, he didn't get to a 3-ball count until his second start until the 5th inning against Milwaukee, and then that would be against Notre Dame. Cooper Moore's a stud. He is going to be a starter. Now with Landon Hood coming, how does that affect the rotation? Because Landon Hood is a starter. Landon Hood is a starter, in my opinion. Does Landon Hood fill a long relief role? Does he come and back up like a Friday night guy or like a William Schmidt, for instance? If William Schmidt doesn't get the length he needs or develop that length he needs, that's going to be my question mark going into next year. Watching at the fall is Cooper Moore got hurt OU weekend. Okay, so I think so I think the last start he had was Sacramento State. Am I correct? The last like normal start without getting hurt. Go down to list some more. Zach Cowan gone. Jaden Newt gone. Apparently today, Jaden Newt, if I want to say it was San Diego State he committed to, but took it down, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't dive that much into it because he took it down. Danny Lackenmeyer, he's back. Cooper Williams, he's back. He didn't enter the transfer portal. Transfer portal is done as far as entering the portal. So Cooper Williams is back. He gone. Dex Dothie, he gone. Santiago Garcia. I think Santiago Garcia is back personally. I personally think Santi is back. My Desperado. I believe he's back. For multiple reasons. 5 for 5 is going to make a big deal. I think with Milam coming back, I think that plays a deal. Granted, he's a hard-throwing left-handed pitcher who Major League Baseball loves. Absolutely loves. But I think he's back. So we'll put a on him. Reagan Ricken, back. Ethan Plog, back. Jonah Osh or Ossie, he's back. Left-handed pitcher. Didn't see him last year. He was hurt. Good to have him back. Grant Fontenot, gone. Primo, gone. He will be going to play for your Nichols Rebels. No, Colonels. The Colonels at Nichols. He will be at Nichols. Oh, by the way, in the chat, tell me what y'all think about the LSU New Orleans campus. The rebrand with the colors, keeping the privateers. I think that's good. I like the new colors. Like, nothing wrong with the old school blue and silver. That was all good. But the purple, that purple and gold just hits, man. It just hits. Connor Bench, he gone. Sharon. I'd say Sharon's gone. More likely Sharon's gone than not. He's a hard throwing right-hander who showed some longer relief last year. But I heard the other day someone say that he's going to be the first. This is from, I think, Baseball America, talking about Devin Sharon being the first reliever off the board. Zion Theophilus, he's back. A strong right-handed pitcher who is going to fill a big role for you in the future. And Marcos Paz, he's gone. So in that wake, aside from just older guys aging out, guys transferring out, we still have some spots left to fill. Now, granted, you have a lot of talent on this high school class, and it looks more and more like I was hearing somebody today talk about Hirschkorn possibly finding a way to campus. That would be insane to see Jensen Hirschkorn find his way to campus. Logan Schmidt. Is it Logan Schmidt, or am I just losing my mind right now? He could be coming to campus because he's fallen off of draft boards to the 50s and 70s range when he was a top 10. You could get an influx of pitching in this high school staff that would be ready to come in and pitch maybe in relief to start, if not just fill in a midweek role, saving a lot of older guys for the weekend. So, but with Kaden, I think he's going to fill that hard-throwing, short innings guy. And it's somebody you need. And what I think it was Miss Peggy the other day made a post asking us what we think about Kaden Smith coming to campus. And what I love about him, watching his highlights, watching a little bit that I've watched, I love his attitude. I love his fire. Last year, I don't know if it was just the season not going well. I don't know if it was just the lack of confidence in the dugout or lack of confidence in the bullpen. You didn't have that attitude like you saw on Sunday versus Tennessee, Sunday versus Kentucky. That attitude you needed every game. You didn't see that every day. That bring it attitude. And I think he's going to be able to bring that which would be very much needed on this team. Go check out the chat real quick. By the way, if you haven't already, please, if you are on X, please share the stream, like the post, follow the X channels. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. These things are all free. They do a great job and do a big help with me. I feel like I'm just spacing today. I feel like I'm talking and I'm having a stroke. I feel like I'm having a stroke while I'm talking about this. I don't know why. But if you can, please like the stream, subscribe, follow, do all that good jazz. By the way, I talked about it earlier. We're going to start doing send in voice messages, send in video messages if you want. We're going to pop them on the screen. We're going to answer your questions during the show. I am going to screen them. I'm not going to let some of you animals come on here and do some crazy stuff. I am going to screen them. Please limit the language, even though I'm not against you using any kind of language you want. Mr. Zach Nunez, see, having a stroke. Go Deep Dive is in the chat. Sorry I'm late. I was eating Greek chicken and pita. Then got distracted by CFB 27. I started messing with the Ultimate Team. It got me in 25, man. I love that college Ultimate Team. I don't know why. Robbie, Texas Tech. Zach is playing with Texas Tech, huh? I know me, David, and Zach on our group message. I don't know if it was. I think it was Zach who posed the idea. There was like a little post, like flip through a bunch of teams, and you like screenshot or stop on it or whatever, and it shows you who you should play with. And we said we were going to do a dynasty with that team. I ended up getting, I believe, Tulane. First draw was Alabama, and I went, no, won't do that. Junior. Robbie says he's going to be in the Grant Fontenot role. But see, Grant Fontenot started. That's why it's the Grant Fontenot role. I don't think it's equivalent. Because Grant Fontenot came in and started for you. I don't think this guy, Grant Fontenot, also came in and gave you a lot of long relief, multiple inning relief. I don't think that's who Kaden Smith is going to be, personally. But I could be wrong. Sounds like Kaden Smith has control of Cam Johnson. Speaking of Cam Johnson, did he leave OU or is he still there? Cam might want to hit the minors next year. College baseball hasn't been good. Funny you should talk about Cam Johnson. I was listening to Baseball America the other day, doing some yard work, and they talked about Cameron Johnson and Cameron Flukie from Coastal Carolina, how they both enter the transfer portal when they're going to be entering the draft. And a lot like we told that former scout on Twitter the other day, Cam Johnson has a lot to prove, and he needs to find somewhere he can get more innings. And they talked about how it's not a good look. He didn't pitch in June. They avoided using him in Omaha. So, but Cameron Flukie, on the other hand, it's more or less I'm going to enter the transfer portal. If I don't get the number I want, I'm going to South Carolina with Kevin Schnall. With Cam Johnson, he did enter the transfer portal. There's always a chance he can go back to OU, I guess, if they'll take him. It's, I thought OU would hold on to him. I thought they would do whatever they could to hold on to him. But remember, Cam Johnson also got to college because he was expecting, I think, either 5 or 7 in a signing bonus when he got drafted. Because I think he was a projected top 10 pick in the draft before he came to college. So it kind of falls into that realm. Can Cam Johnson make more money coming back to school with this NIL era and have like a prove-it year in college before he gets to the draft? Or does he face reality, take what he needs to take and enter to the minor leagues? I don't know. Let's work on a graphic for the pitching staff together. I was working on one earlier. I kind of had it separated between, like, think of a baseball diamond, guys who could fit into the starting role being in the middle of the diamond. And I was either going to do like a bullpen kind of thing or like first reliever out, second reliever out, third, and then closers at the bottom type thing. Then I got busy with college football 27. Grand Fond Myers rule, there was a little wild, but Nesky can fix them. Maybe. Oh, Nate Yesky. Oh, Nate Yesky. Nate Yesky. No, he started game 2 at Vandy and OU. Left the OU starting like the 5th with 70-ish to 80-ish pitches. Okay. All right. Why am I misremembering that so bad then? I feel like an idiot now. Why I feel like an idiot so bad? I remember the Vandy game. He kept you in it. Why? I don't ever understand my memory's jacked up tonight. I get it, not remembering, sequence of the season, knowing when guys got hurt or not. How can you not remember how lights out of your Saturday night pitcher Cooper Moore was? I love seeing the people who like to say William Schmidt should be a Friday guy. Oh, he needs to send him to the bullpen. Case Nevins should go to the bullpen. Cooper Moore should be a Friday guy. Oh, he won't be a starter next year. I don't understand it. And like some of these people who say this, I respect. I don't know. I like Cooper Moore legitimately was your best starter on the staff last year up until the injury. If any of you go back and think about your emotional state going into SEC weekends, everyone felt good about Saturday because you knew. Let's be honest. Until Cooper Moore's injury, Friday night, you felt good with Case on the mound. You knew he wasn't going to get the offensive support. Saturday, you figured Cooper Moore get the offensive support, and he's not going to walk guys. William Schmidt was, hopefully. Let's be honest. And I'm not putting down the guys. That's just what your mindset was going into the weekend series. How people can't remember how good Cooper Moore was is astonishing to me. Is astonishing. I like it. I just think it should be LSU and O rather than LSU New Orleans. Yeah. I think they kept it LSU New Orleans because isn't that the medical school name? LSU New Orleans Medical School. I think they did it that way. Also, they can kind of keep New Orleans as they ain't got to change much because it's still kind of UNO. I don't know. I didn't hate the blue and white for UNO because it felt like an unintended callback to LSU's original colors. LSU's original colors weren't blue and white. I'm pretty sure they weren't blue and white. The story I remember hearing, and David's probably 100% correct, and I'm 100% wrong, but the story I remember hearing or being told, the colors of LSU were actually not supposed to be purple, gold, and white. They were supposed to be purple, gold, and green. They wanted to mimic the colors of Mardi Gras. But the yarn shop that they went to get the jerseys made didn't have green. They didn't have green. So she used white. And that's why it's purple, gold, and white. That's what I was told. Jared, our buddy Coyote Operators in the chat, he says, I think Logan will make it to campus. I'm starting to feel that way. Does he get a number he can live with? Maybe. And I haven't wanted to beat this subject into the ground again. I spent the day listening to more Major League Baseball lockout information. Just listening to shows, figuring out, reading between the lines. And the one person, if I could listen to anyone, would be Jeff Passan. Jeff Passan, if you watch Pat McAfee show, you know who Jeff Passan is. If you follow Major League Baseball, you know who Jeff Passan is. If Jeff Passan says it, in my mind, it's gold. It's good. And they were talking about, I can't remember the name of the podcast, but it was him. And I think one of the guys from John Boy Media, it wasn't John Boy, and a former player, Trevor, I don't think it's Plouffe, somebody. We're talking about what the demands are between the Players Association and MLB. And the things as Major League Baseball is continually put out proposals. They're kind of slow rolling. Instead of dumping everything out at once and being like, hey, read all of this, they're kind of slow rolling, putting out everything they're proposing to the Players Association, which is a good strategy, if you ask me, by Major League Baseball. How they're wanting to when I was listening to it, and I listened to this podcast like twice to make sure I understood it. How I understand it, the way they want to do kind of a salary cap is kind of like what the NBA does with supermax deals, max and supermax deals. Like I know one aspect of it was if you enter free agency, you go to another team, the max length of a contract you can have is 5 years, with max money being $200 million. And if you stay with your original team, it's 6 years, $260 million. They want to get rid of deferred payments. They want to get rid of all that jazz. There's a lot of stuff I agree with. I don't agree with salary caps. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they need a salary cap. And even Jeff Passan said it today, this lockout's going to take forever. It doesn't sound good for Major League Baseball. And it's probably a death knell for Major League Baseball for a long time, because you already have a product that is waning in popularity. And the great and former LSU Tiger Eddie Furns put out a post today talking about, it's a post by somebody saying that baseball in America is dying, basically, how I read it. But Eddie made a good point that college baseball is thriving. College baseball is growing at a faster rate than anybody would have imagined 10 years ago. And I think it's thriving to the death of Major League Baseball. Because what I said in my post when I commented on Eddie's thing was college baseball is thriving because you still have true fanship within college baseball and true emotion, true care, true fire in the players. They want to win. Major League Baseball is dying due to the reluctance of making the product further to come more towards their fans, catering to the fan base to a point. And I hope what I said in my post didn't rub anybody wrong, but I talked about how foreign or international players are great, and I love them. Like, without them, you wouldn't have a Shohei Ohtani. You wouldn't have had Yasiel Puig, who was so fun to watch. I wouldn't have Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr. Let's be honest. But it's a detriment to Major League Baseball as well, with how many international baseball players have came into the league at such a high rate over the last, 15, 20 years. And the beauty about college baseball is we use a guy like Stephen Milam. Stephen Milam comes into LSU. He starts as a freshman. You see Stephen Milam grow up from time he's 18 to we get to have another year with him. And you grow this love for him and this compassion for him and this fanness of him that will last into his Major League Baseball career. I think eliminating high school draft and kind of doing the same thing with international players would help Major League Baseball out a lot. They're never going to do it international side. But if you, like, for instance, most people within LSU, like, if anybody can anyone in here tell me who did not pay attention to Pick to Click or just remembers, who can tell me who Warren Morris played Major League Baseball with? This will prove my point. I know because I had the jersey. I gave it away for Pick to Click. Jorgensen. Who did Jorgensen, the guy who Ronnie Rance talked about was the backup catcher to Brad Cressy, who did he play Major League Baseball with? For a long time, college baseball fans, you were a college baseball fan, then you had your Major League Baseball program you followed, and you loved them, and you followed that. Nothing really else. You kind of watched your division, you watched your league, but that was it. You followed your team. Because let's be honest, 162 games is a ton. I am a traditionalist. I love a 162-game season. It may be time to, wake up and change that. It may be. It's just, in this culture, you can't do that. But let's see if anybody got that right. So, yeah, Zach got it right. Warren Morris played for the Pirates. Jorgensen played for the Florida Marlins. I was using the Pirates thing as an example. Is you have so many LSU baseball fans who are now Pittsburgh Pirate fans for Paul Skeens and Connor Griffin, so on and so forth. But really, Paul Skeens. Even though he was only here a year, he made enough of an impression on this LSU fan base to make us care about Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. Same thing goes for the Washington Nationals. I didn't know the front office and the leadership of Washington Nationals was so terrible until they screwed up Dylan Cruz's swing. Now, can't stand him. Who here would watch the Toronto Blue Jays if Kevin Gausman wasn't playing for them? Or back in the day, Aaron Hill. This is what I'm saying. If Major League Baseball would kind of cater to more towards that kind of letting players get to know you, and having the farm system kind of hurts too, because you have a lot of guys that get into that farm system just kind of die out. You know, like guys I worry about in the farm system are not Cade Anderson, Anthony Ianson. They're going to be fine. Thatcher Hurd, Chase Shores. Like there's guys in the farm system, but we know are rising. I hope to see it same type of rise from Ethan Fry, from Jared Jones, because Braden Jobert is out of baseball. Gavin Dugas is out of baseball. Hayden Travinsky's out of baseball. That's what worries me with Major League Baseball. So I don't see a world where I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. All right, let's get back to the chat. New colors more fitting, especially in the Mardi Gras uniform, going to be fire. Yeah. Well, they had a Mardi Gras uniform anyway, right? All right. Can't wait to get college football 27. Need some peeps to play with. By the way, tell me if I'm right or wrong. College football 27 is cross-platform. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to do this real quick. Let me bring this up. I'm a terrible host. My PlayStation name, if that works, is capital T underscore Rougarou. ROUGAROU. Add me. If you're on PlayStation, add me. And we'll play some college football 27. Or like I haven't played Madden in years, but I guess I have Madden now because I had to buy a stupid package. The last out cam recorder was May 14th, but I'm the meanie for saying that decision to pass on being a first-round pick to go to school has not worked out. I mean, meanie head, DB meanie head. No, I mean, granted, whenever when he left the draft and came to LSU, I was excited. I was happy. I was ready for him to come in. And the one thing I always loved about Cam Johnson, he reminded me of Dontrell Willis in his delivery. And I used to love Dontrell Willis. You know, Dontrell, like that guy? I used to love Dontrell Willis. Dontrell Willis could spot the fastball, though. Cam Johnson couldn't. He bet on himself, lost millions in the process. Yes, he did. Gemini says Dave is right about the colors. They changed purple gold in 1893. All right. Well, thank you. I was wrong. Schmidt, a young 17-year-old too, can make it to campus. I mean, good. MLB going into a lockout. Can we get the NCAA show game? They need to, man. They need to. I'm not hating on you. I did not know their colors were navy and white. I didn't. I'm just telling you, I thought they were different. Let's see. Is Santiago Garcia leaving LSU? He just posted something on Instagram caption, good times were had with some LSU pictures. He may just be, okay, so he may be gone then. He may be going to the draft. It could either be like a good times were had this past year or good times were at LSU, I'm gone. You can't enter the portal, so I'm guessing he got his number. If y'all think the numbers aren't figured out or being figured out right now, come on. I'm still 90-10. Jake Brown comes back. My 10 toes are down. 10 toes are down. So cross-platform, yes. Thank you. So, y'all add me. Y'all add me. You know Uncle loves a legendary GR on the Jays, who's even better than his pops was. Oh, Vladdy. Yeah, Vladdy's fun. Vladdy is fun. All right. Before we get out of here, let's talk about Greedy James announced his commitment to LSU. I don't know who had an idea about that. I really don't understand how anyone would have known about that. Greedy James was at LSU. Ayden Anding. I've been looking for some more information on Ayden Anding. Can't really find much. He's kind of in the dark. I think he's playing college football 27. I look at it like this. If the LSU football staff with Lane Kiffin, Ed Orgeron, Kevin Smith, George McDonald, Blake Baker, so on and so forth, like the full recruitment staff, if they don't get you here, they didn't want you. That's kind of where I feel about it. Now, I know he was supposed to announce yesterday, and it didn't happen. He has some things being finalized. He may have got some offers, and he kind of just waited on it. I don't see it lasting too much longer. It may be like a July 4th announcement. It may be tomorrow, maybe later tonight. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea on Ayden Anding on whether or not he comes. He's coming or what the latest news is. I can tell you this. As far as what I know, there are two pieces of news that are going to come out that you're not going to like. One in baseball, one in football. One is not the draft. Well, I guess technically the kid could go to the draft, but you have one recruit, high school recruit, saying that they don't like the competition that they're seeing. And you have one football news story coming out soon or they may try to slow play that y'all are not going to like. And I don't know the full story behind it, but y'all not going to like it. Just giving y'all a heads up. Don Trelk hit the long ball, too. That air thick in Florida, too, boy. This lockout is real. How many recruits do we get that we wouldn't otherwise? That's hard to say. Because, so here's another little piece of fun fact I got. The other day, I know when me and Zach spoke, whenever Zach got this news last Friday and we were talking, we started to worry about, okay, I don't believe the MLBPA extends to the minor league baseball players. So they wouldn't be involved. But I found out today there is a minor league baseball player union. They're going to follow what the Major League Baseball Player Union does. I promise you. A bunch of us may be able to get a glove out, and I got my glove right there. Get a glove, get a bat. We may need some replacement players. They'll make you like $100,000 playing some baseball. I don't know. But they do have a minor league baseball player union. So if the lockout is affected by Major League Baseball, it's going to affect minor league baseball in return. It all depends on how the money's paid out, Steve Young. It would depend on how much they're going to give this kid to sign. Because say, for instance, like Logan Smith wanted $5 million. Say he gets his 5 and he just can't play next year. Is his signing bonus paid out in a lump sum? Is it kind of slow played out? Does his payment get delayed due to the lockout or the strike or whatever? Those high paid guys, I don't see like the high paid guys, but guys like Hirschkorn or Schmidt who are falling down boards possibly come back. A guy like Santarelli, ain't happening. I'd have to do a deeper dive on exactly where these guys are kind of sitting right now in the draft process, within the draft boards, to have a better idea. I haven't kept up too much with recruiting anymore, but is there a chance we get another left-handed pitcher? I mean, I feel like our pitch staff is small. Yes, I do believe we get some more left-handed pitching. We do have Braxton Beatty coming to campus, who's a lot of people slept on. Number 2 left-handed pitcher in Texas. Behind, God, I can't remember his name. I picked behind a guy, Norrock. Behind Norrock. Thank you, Young. Norrocky. No, he ain't coming to campus. He about to get paid. He's about to get paid. That's right. David and Zach going to have Cokie Riley here on in the next 9 minutes to discuss a lot of that. So that'll be a good episode to check in on with Cokie. We still end on Michigan lefty pitcher. I forgot his name. I think it'll wait and see until after the draft. I have a good feeling about him. I'll just say that. I have a good feeling about him coming to LSU. I have a good feeling about it. Jay Johnson knows what he needs. He knows what he needs, and I don't think there's a chance he doesn't get what he needs for the rest of the year. All right. Let's see. That's probably about it, guys. Yeah, it's that time of the year, guys. I mean, if y'all want to come on here and talk about, who should wear 7, who should wear 18, we can do that. And I feel like that's just so overplayed. Yes, we do. We do. David, you went to scrimmages. Did he pitch? I feel like he was pitching at one. I could swear he was pitching at one of the scrimmages. I could have swore it. But anyways, on that note, before we let y'all go, remember, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel, like the stream, share the post, follow me on all the channels, all the social medias. They're all in the description below. And start telling me what y'all want for Pick to Click so I can help. Also, T_Rugaroo PlayStation. Y'all can add me as a friend. We'll play some College Football 27 together. Y'all going to whoop up on me because I'm going to have to be a big boy. I'm not going to have all the time playing the world. Before I let y'all go, like we always do. By the way, did anybody see the U.S. national team last night after their win against, I'm calling it Bosnia because who cares? Circle up in a prayer circle after the game. That was amazing to see, man. It really is amazing to see. We're going to finish on John chapter 1, verse 17. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth were realized through Jesus Christ. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth were realized through Jesus Christ. I love it. I love it. U.S. men's national team is such a fun team. They are. I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch. I didn't watch. Need that Paul Jarrett signed jersey for Pick to Click. Yeah, no. Y'all don't want that. I promise you, y'all don't want that. We're going to finish a little early tonight, guys, but y'all get ready to go hang out with Zach Nunez and David Billiot. I'll go deep dive with Cokie Riley. One day I'll be as cool as those guys, and I'll get guys like Cokie Riley on my show. Probably not, but maybe that's something I could aspire to. Hope y'all have a great night. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Be safe this 4th of July weekend. Remember, don't hold fireworks and then pop them in your hand. Don't be stupid. Be safe this weekend. Have fun with your families. Have a drink. Have a good time. And hopefully I'll see y'all Tuesday. But until then, remember, God loves you. All he wants you to do is love him back. God loves you. I love you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. 250th anniversary of the United States of America. I love that flag. The flag doesn't make me mad. The government makes me mad most of the time. But I love this country. Appreciate the show as always, Paul. Have a good one. You too, buddy. You're very welcome, Steve. Thank you, Uncle Randy. Thank you, Babin. All right. God loves you. I love you. Have a great night. See y'all Tuesday. Hold up before I go. Christ is King. Remember, Jesus won. Walk it off talk, 20% off. Talk to y'all later, guys. Love y'all.